Okay, this is going to be the last video about the Traffic versus Sixers game, and it's two long throws that are incomplete, but I think have a lot of lessons in them. The first is from the Sixers, a full field huck that falls incomplete, and we're going to take a real close look at the spacing, and we're going to contrast that a little bit with another play that I actually think is a good decision and a good risk reward from Traffic, but the spacing isn't quite as good, and there's a little bit less room for error, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. But first, here are the two throws.
Finds Bo back under. Tight defense here again from Traffic as Kamira is going to unleash, looking for Sarah Kidd, and that one just flies too low. A big bid.
I love that sense of urgency, but not chaotic.
Jay to Chan upfield. Chan has Rockcliffe going. Jessica Rockcliffe going towards the end zone, and that one just dropped too low. Unfortunately.
Okay, so unlike in some of the other videos where I'm showing all 7 players on the field, I think I'm going to kind of strip everything out and just show the thrower and the cutter. So for the Sixers pass, first note how wide the cutter is. She comes in and then makes this beautiful looping cut to the end zone. I love those cuts from the wide side and this one that comes from the front of the stack. This is just a beautiful cut. And then look at Kamira's throw. And it just misses. And the thing I really want, and this is why I think this is a great example even though it's incomplete, is look at this pass out to space, look at this cut from the wide side. Even though there's so much margin for error on here, still sometimes these are going to be complete. This is a beautiful play. Little tiny adjustments. This will be complete 9 out of 10 times. This just happened to be the 10th time. Look at the spacing, look at the shape of that throw. Everything's perfect.
Finds Bo back under. Tight defense here again from Traffic as Kamira is going to unleash, looking for Sarah Kidd, and that one just flies too low. A big bid.
Okay, so here's the second throw that I want to take a look at, and this is the one from Traffic. And the contrast I want to make here is the spacing. So you can see that the receiver is going straight away from the thrower, and you can see that the thrower is having to throw. Well, actually, I guess the throw sort of bends in like this. So point number one is that there's just not as much margin for error here. And so 2 things I think that could be done to improve it. One, we sort of saw from the first throw. If this cutter can somehow get herself just a little bit wider, so I don't know, make the cut like that, or even just sort of not drift over. You know, I don't know, that's easy to say, harder to do. But if you can just somehow get a little bit wider and make it look like the first cut, then there's more room for error. The second thing is you can see this throw, and there may have been some wind, so I don't know how easy it is to make this change. But if you just get that throw sort of straight out and a little floaty, the receiver has a lot better chance to get it, because once you get that edge tipping over, the disc just sort of falls right down. So unlike the first one, which I said is sort of like 9 out of 10, it's perfect, and I think that'll be complete a lot, and it's a great lesson. This is probably more like 7 out of 10. I think it's still a really good lesson, but it's especially a good lesson contrasting it and thinking about the small changes you can make to really improve this throw, and thinking about how the margin for error here is smaller than on the prior throw.
I love that sense of urgency, but not chaotic.
Jay to Chan upfield. Chan has Rockcliffe going. Jessica Rockcliffe going towards the end zone, and that one just dropped too low. Unfortunately.